One thing a lot of people are starting to take notice of about the Buffalo area is its affordability. Compared to the rest of the United States, that's all major cities on average, we're about 13% less expensive than the entire United States. And to make it even better, we're about 62% less than our big brother, which is about 6 to 8 hours away, depending on where you are, New York City. So in this video, we're going to break down how much you actually need to live here and how cheap is cheap. What's going on, you guys? I hope all is well. As always, in this video right here, we're going to talk about how much you actually need or how much you can actually live off when it comes to the Buffalo area. We're going to go over all major bills. So, you know, your house, your car, your utilities, water, electric, gas, Wi-Fi, how much we actually spend on different things and all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to these are going to be averages for people around Erie County. So depending on your lifestyle, if you're going out every weekend, if you have a little hot, if you got a Ace of Spade taste compared to a Prosecco, I can't help you right there. These are going to be your averages for a lot of people who's paying bills and are living in Erie County, depending on your taste. At the end of this video, I will give you actually like my major bills, what I generally pay for myself and my spouse as we live on a month-to-month basis. Now, overall, when it comes to the Buffalo area, as we just mentioned, we're about 13% less than the entire United States as far as cost of living goes. Now, the biggest factor that makes up this 13%, especially when you're talking about other major cities like a New York City or like a California, places like that, the biggest thing is our housing, and this is what's making it a lot more appealing to a lot of people from around the country. If you're in California right now, a condo or maybe like 1,000 square foot house is $1 million plus. If you're in Manhattan, if you're on Long Island, which again is only 6 hours away, 7 hours away, you're talking about a median price point of like $700,000-$800,000. Now, here's where it gets even better. If you think about relocating from those areas to Buffalo, you talk about you can buy 2 houses, or you can really ball out. Your taxes are around the same, especially if you're coming from New York City, but you get way more house and you get way more land. You're not on top of each other. Now, let's get to some stats about this. Our median price point right now, and this is following, you have to remember, this is following a 17% year over year increase for the last 3 years from 2019 to 2022, and that was introducing COVID with all its crazy prices. Our median price point right now is $225,000 across the entire Buffalo and Niagara region. So that's Erie County and Niagara County. Here's what it gets even better. Our average, that was the median, our average is only $260,000 to about $261,000. Here's really where the factor really starts to dial in for a lot of people, and we look so appealing up here up north. The national average right now, the national median is right around $386,000. The national average is right around $398,000. So you're talking about we're a $100,000 to $140,000 difference when it comes to being able to afford a home. For a lot of people in some areas, again, the Californias and some parts of Texas, if you're in Seattle, if you're in New York City, home ownership may not even be a thing for you. When you come to the Buffalo area, I won't say you can easily afford one, but it's very more affordable. It's almost average on national is $100,000. Those other big cities, you're talking about a $400,000-$300,000 difference when it comes to being able to afford a home. And the second equation to this is a lot more people right now are remote living, or they have a remote job where they can live anywhere. Mobility is a lot more appealing and attractive to more people, especially these people who are working from home. You can still have your same salary. If you're in Silicon Valley, you can still have a $150,000 job, but you can live in Buffalo. That's night and day. And if you get called into work for a meeting once a month, you can literally afford to travel back and forth. So this is, I'm telling you, the cost of living when it comes to Buffalo, when it comes to housing, yes, is the biggest factor, but it's such an appealing factor that people want to lay their head and be able to purchase home and land. You can get a brand new home right now. I think we're building up here maybe $223 a square foot, something like that. Still a little expensive, but brand new build. I'm talking about one of our luxury builders, maybe like a Essex or Regency, or maybe Forbes Capretto. I mean, you're talking about 400. You're talking about maybe 500, half a mil to about 700, depending on your style. Now, if you want to go something a little more luxury or truly custom, you got Natalie, who we're building over in Amherst right now. It's called Miller's Crossing. Those are starting off around 800. Now, let's go over a cost by cost basis here. And this is, I'm gonna just give you guys a real quick synopsis of a lot of bills that people can potentially look to pay here. Our rent right now on average, now let's go renting first and then buying at the $225,000 price range. Our rent right now on average for a 2-bedroom is right around $1,300 per month, right? That's not bad. For Buffalo though, this again just increased really over these last couple years. When I first started this channel around 2019, before I lost my first one, this was probably $900. So 900 to about $1,000. I mean, so it has jumped over these last 2 years. So let's take median price point of $225, right? Of a purchase price, let's go $5,000 a year in taxes. This is going to probably be average for you. Interest rate right now is high, so let's take it at 6% with the only a down payment of about 5%. This gives you a total of about $1,871 per month, or on a mortgage note. That's pretty good. You talk about $1,900, $1,300, $600 difference, but you can own instead of rent. Especially for you guys that's looking for a 3-bedroom, that's what probably that $225 to about $250 price range will give you, depending on the condition. You can get something, a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, or 3-bedroom, 2 bath, have your own house instead of just paying the $1,300 in rent. Car insurance up here, because we live in the city and we're in New York, is a little more expensive from a national standpoint than ours. I drive a 2022 Volkswagen Atlas. I just got it about a year ago. My insurance, the crazy part enough, my insurance is only about $136.45. Most people are gonna pay anywhere from about $80, depending if you have a joint interest, or if you had a couple car accidents. I really can't help you on that end, but you're gonna look to pay around anywhere from about, I would say, $80 to about 120-ish. If I'm paying, $136 for a brand new car, and I go through Progressive. So I will look at Progressive, I will look at Geico. My bike is under Progressive and my car is under Geico. So I will look at those two, especially if you're a young driver up here or a young couple up here, or you have a lot of accidents. Geico saved me. I can tell you that right now. So I haven't had an accident since I was 17, but I did get a speeding ticket 2 years ago, and they still overlooked it, which was cool. I staying with the car. Talking about parking, we don't have the parking problem that major cities have when it comes to being very, very expensive. Parking sucks inside the city, but it's not something that you have to worry about per se. And here's what I mean by that. You're not paying $300 a month just to park. Still have to take the train to still walk to work like you do inside the city. I don't know how y'all do it up there. God bless you guys. Up here, the most you're gonna pay for a monthly parking pass is probably around $75, $80. That's it. And even then, even if I'm talking about downtown where streets is this big and everybody parks on both sides, you're still you can find parking down there. Now, you may walk a couple blocks to work, but it's better than, if you really want to save that $75, you're good to go. Even if you go out, like we were just in Charlotte a couple months ago, every single time we touched downtown Charlotte, we had to pay $16, $15, $20 to park to go eat. Now you think we was eating down there 3 times a day? We spent $60 a day just in parking costs. I was looking at my receipt on my bill statement. What is all this parking pass? But anyways, down here when I go out, I park at 1 or 2 lots. I park on near 500 Pearl. It's $5.35 for 12 hours. That's where I park every time, and I'll walk around downtown, especially if it's a nice summer day. If I have my girlfriend with me, she don't like to walk, maybe I'll park a little bit closer and pay $15 to go out. So I'd rather pay the 15 or 5 than have that $150 boot. Now let's talk about the cars themselves. This is going to be on average everywhere. I found I did a lot of research on this. Like, is cars in Buffalo cheaper than everywhere else? No, everywhere is going to be around the same. Right now, it's astounding how expensive cars are, but to each his own. Expensive is relative. Right now, the average, and I'm reading this directly off my phone right now, the average for a car right now in the United States is $42,760 in 2021. That's an 8.2 increase from 2020. I'm curious to see how those numbers come out for 2022, but nonetheless, that's what it is. No exaggeration, was an astounding fact for me, but I can believe it 1,000%. The average car note right now is $700, which is crazy for a brand new car, and I think it was $500 for a used car. That's crazy. Now, moving on to gas. Right now, our gas prices are $3.59 for a gallon. So again, depending on how much you drive, you'll be good to go. Remember, Buffalo is a 15-minute city. You can get there anywhere around Buffalo very, very quickly on a cheap amount of gas. All right, it's a little expensive, but compared to Californians that's coming up here, I know we're dropping a bucket for a lot of you guys. Now, let's get into utilities. Now, I looked up this around. I went on National Grid. I went on Rent Cafe. Everywhere that there was a utility bill, I tried to average it out. So right now, utilities, and I'll give you a couple of mine. Remember that I'll give you mine at the end of this video. Right now, utilities, you're probably looking around $160 to about $184 per month when it comes to gas and electric. Right now, Biden trying to take away gas stoves, so that electric bill probably gonna go up a little bit. Just think about that in the near future. And that's for electric. Gas is probably gonna be around $50 to about $80. Besides, and the reason why the average is out, because besides the winter, and depending on how hot you keep your house, it's gonna average. Summer, obviously, fall is gonna be a lot cooler. November to about March, you're going to use the gas a little bit more if you have a gas stove compared to electric stove. Again, all this stuff is going to average depending on how big your house is, all that good stuff. Water is really where it gets cheap, which is nice because you got to think, we got Lake Erie, we got Niagara Falls, we got all that good stuff up here, which is nice. That comes out to about, and this is from Erie County's website, which is amazing. I didn't even know they had this stat. It's about $56 every single quarter. So that comes out to about let's call it $300 a year for your water bill. Now, in some areas, you have to factor in your trash cans as well too. So your trash service may be $20 a month or whatever it may be. For your trash cans, it may be $20 at first once you come get your trash can. Now let's move on into groceries. Groceries are another thing right now. Inflation is through the roof. Wegmans, no exaggeration. I hope I haven't been in Wegmans in a while, a couple weeks actually, but I haven't bought eggs in Wegmans for a while just because when I seen that they were $7 for a carton of eggs a month ago, I almost lost it in there. I'm never one to trip about money, I promise. But when I seen they was $7 for a carton of eggs, and I eat eggs a lot because of my diet, man, you just know that inflation is kicking up there. I could tell you that. Aldi's, I love Aldi's. BJ's, I get the big pack, $15, about 30 eggs in there. I save a lot of money, I tell you that. Either way it goes. Prices, that's gonna depend on your family when it comes to groceries. I would love to give you, hey, people pay this, I can't do that because I don't know what your family size is. I don't know how you eat, whether you eat vegan, non-vegan, organic, don't care, stuff like that. That's going to depend on you guys. Now, let's talk about a night out, because I know a lot of people coming to Buffalo looking to really, get the foodie heaven on. So a night out for me, typically, now this comes back into my pocket, what I like to do. A night out for me is going to be around $100 probably. And that's including a couple drinks. So still extremely affordable. A couple years ago, that same night out probably would have been $50, but we not gonna go there. But a good night out, I'm talking about 1 or 2 drinks between me and Tay, along with food and things like that. Maybe $30 for a plate, $20 for a plate, depending on what you're eating. It's gonna come up to about $100 plus the tip. A lot of people right now are throwing a gratuity inside. I'm a big tipper, love to tip, love to give that service. So it just depends on you and where you like to dine. I gave you guys all the majors, again, car, insurances, housing, all that good stuff. Let's total this up. If you are looking to rent, first, let's say your rent is $1,500. Let's say your utilities is around $230 to about $286 max. Let's say your car note is about $500. Insurance is about $115 on average. Gas to put in your vehicle every single week is about $70. And let's say your grocery is about $350. Your plus a night out once a month, give or take. You gotta take your ladies out, man. You gotta take your ladies out. Let's say that's about $100 a month. You're looking at a total of about $2,901 per month when it comes to your bills. Again, if you have a mortgage now, that does hike up $300 from, and that was taking that average of $225. That was able to taking that average or median price point of $225. You add another $300 on that, you're pretty much looking at around $3,300 per month on your bills in the Buffalo area. So that's literally pretty much my bills right now. I just gave you in a nutshell. That's what I pretty much pay on a monthly basis when it comes to my living, how I like to live, what I like to go out. Now, I do probably go out, a little more takeout sometimes. I don't want to cook every single day, but so it just depends on your lifestyle, the way you want to live. To me right now, especially when it comes to groceries, I'm cooking a lot more lately. I'll tell you that, because going out sometimes it's just not worth it. I'd rather cook dinner at home or whatever it may be. I hope this video helps you guys. I know this was a quick video. I try to just give you guys a full breakdown of everything. If you guys need anything, as always, my name is Devonte Davis, the local realtor in and around the Buffalo area. If you guys need anything, make sure you guys hit me up with a call, email, text. Do not hesitate to give me a call if you guys are relocating to the Buffalo area or in the Buffalo area looking for your next home to sell and or buy. I would love to be of service. Okay, I will see you guys inside the next one. Shoot me a call, email, text, does not matter, and then watch the next video right after that. All right, talk to you soon.